Hi everybody, welcome to Khong Driving, and today we're having a quick look at this new Isuzu D-Max. This is the third generation of D-Maxes, and there are two engine options, 1.9 litre and of course the more powerful 3.0 litre. There are four models including single cab and double cab, and high spec and low spec, and out of these four models you will have 7 variants, and this is the top of the range. The prices range from 107,000 ringgit all the way to 142,000 ringgit. So how much do you think this one costs? After 57 years of making pickup trucks like this, Isuzu made a study recently and found out that actually 44% of the buyers of trucks like this want something of a higher grade. Well, suddenly things like forward collision warning with autonomous braking, lane departure warning, blind spot monitor, rear cross traffic alert all become very important, and of course this car has all of it. And then the next thing they look for is, of course, it must look good. And so what they've done with this is they have beautified the front, and you can see the colors are getting better, yeah. And lights become very important, LED lights for example, and also the DRLs, and of course the overall look. You look at this grille, it's really so much nicer. This is possibly the nicest looking Isuzu D-Max ever. But it goes beyond just looks, because the truck must still perform as a truck. And so of course you have the front suspension. Let's look at it. This one is actually double wishbone, so this is in keeping with all the vehicles in this category. Double wishbones give you very good ride, and these are big tires. What do you see here? 265 60 R18. So these are 18-inch wheels, and you will notice that it's not just a simple set of steel rims. I remember 30 years ago trucks had steel rims, and this one, wow, these rims look really good, right? And you have ventilated disc in the front, and of course powerful brakes to stop the vehicle. And looking along the sides, they also continue the beautification program, and you see these over fenders. They are not just the rough ones, they're actually gloss, so they're easily clean. They don't get stained so easily. Side step, very easy and convenient for people to get up. They even have keyless entry now. So these are the features that are very car-like, and they're finding their way into trucks like this. And looking at the rear wheels, you still get the drums, and from here you can see that it is still a body on frame, and this is a very robust leather frame. The rear springs are still leaf, because after all is said and done, this is still a truck. And you have a very long deck with enough storage space to carry anything that you might want to carry into the boondocks. They have actually lengthened the wheelbase of this vehicle, and the wheelbase is now 3125 mm, and the overall length is 5.26 meters. So this is a big truck. Nice sculptured lights, and this is of course the 3.0 TD, this turbo diesel. You have a reverse camera, and also what you call an easy drop for the tailgate. And here's one more additional item. They have a sliding tray here. And why do they have a sliding tray? It's because if you put something way inside and then you have difficulty reaching, you know, some people not so young, cannot climb up, yeah? So you can pull this tray out and you can reach your stuff. And say for loading, you can put your stuff here and then you push it in. There you go. And here's how you close this thing. One finger up. There you go. And of course, if you need to step up, you can also use this step. And how's that for 70 years old? Not bad, yeah? Yeah, I may be 70, but my heart is still young. Okay, on the road, the D-Max feels very nice and comfortable because I think they have softened the suspension somewhat to give it a more comfortable ride, and they've also done some work in the soundproofing department. So the result is a vehicle that is nice and comfortable, and also it doesn't sound too harsh when you're driving on the road. Okay, we're at the engine bay of the X-Terrain. I have to apologize, we had to change location because when we were shooting this part, it started raining. Okay, let's take a look at the engine. Well, from the looks of it, it looks like it's all aluminum, and that's good. And 1, 2, 3, it's 4-cylinder, 3 liter. And over here, you see a huge turbo, and it's well insulated with the heat shield. So it's single turbo, and this is the intake from the air cleaner. The air goes into the turbo, and from the turbo, it goes out into a intercooler here, which is actually placed quite high, and that's good. And then it goes back out into the intake through this hose. Okay, so that's nice. And this hose, yeah, maybe you can put in one of those blue ones, you know, from the performance shops, then that you look really good, right? Okay, here's another point. From the air cleaner, you see intake. Where does the air come from? So it goes down into the bottom. And why does it have to go down? Because if there's any water or what, there's a chance that the water can drain out through the bottom. Then it goes up in through the air cleaner into the turbo. And here's another interesting thing here. If you look up here, you will see there's a rubber strip and it's in a circle. So why is it there? Simple. You look here, this is where it fits. You can see the marks here. And so when the bonnet closes down, this is actually a sealed area, and so the air intake actually is forced to come in from this side. So you get fresh air, cool air into the air cleaner and into the turbo. So this is Isuzu's version of what you call cool air intake, and I think it's quite an ingenious idea. And so now the next question, this is the truck. Okay, the ground clearance is 240 mm, so that's good. So you want to ask, how much water can it go through? Well, officially the wading depth is 800 mm. Now let's see, how much is 800 mm? It will be around here. Yeah, 800 mm is about 20 inches. So that would be around the size of here. Yeah, this is the wading depth, and you can easily see that there is plenty of room here for you to get your air into the engine. Yeah, but however, wading through water, especially now that you have a truck, you don't think that, wow, water I can go through. Your truck also can float away. The side currents are something you have to worry about, not just can go through. Still water is fine, but you still have to walk through with a stick and measure it. And fast flowing water like a river bursting its bank and flowing across the road also has its danger. Okay, so much for the engine. Let's move to the other parts of the truck. So I have the key in my hand and I'm going to walk away, and you will see the car lock itself after I have gone a certain distance. There you go. Coming to open the truck, you can of course use the key fob, but let's see, if I put my hand here, will it open? No, it doesn't. There's a button here, so yes, I have to press it. There you are, and it opens. Okay, so the driver gets electrical seat control. This is for height, and fore and aft, and also this is for the rake. That's it, very simple 4-way controller. Okay, seats are leather and they are actually very well contoured, something that's very uncommon in a truck. So I think Isuzu has done a good job here, and they even got white stitching on the sides. Ah, there's a little grab handle here. Okay, this is not an oh my god handle, it's a grab handle for to assist you when you get in and out. But of course there's one on the passenger side. That one maybe is a secondary oh my god handle. Okay, let's get into the truck, and it's keyless start. Put the key down and there's the button. Step on the brakes and it starts. And then there's a very nice welcome message. It's not a message, it has a self-check, and then you see the 4.2-inch MID screen that shows you all the driving stuff. And here is the, let me close the door. Yeah, it's a hot day, we are running the aircon, so see how quiet the engine is. Okay, there's a warning, of course. Make selections only when vehicle is stopped. Watching screen while driving can lead to a serious accident. Drive safely and obey traffic laws. Okay, then you have to press OK, otherwise it refuses to go. The interior is very car-like. So they mentioned this is a 375mm steering wheel. To me, it's about 14 inches, and this is about the size of a car steering wheel. Very nice, and it's got nice embellishment here. The car control is all on the right, the radio control is on the left, including the phone. Yeah, but let's move on to the other parts of the car first. Okay, truck. Okay, I keep on thinking it's a car because it's so car-like. So to enhance the car-like features, they have put in this one, and this follows the same color, the same brown theme as the seats. And what's this? Ah, here's a place for you to keep all your small stuff that you want to keep. And driving position is nice and good. You can adjust the height of your seat electrically. Ooh, that's very high. Okay, let's go down. And steering control, it's mechanical, and you can adjust for up and down, plus in and out. Very nice. Okay, a lot of trucks don't have this, they only have the up and down, so this is good. And gear lever, yep, leather knob, but they have the plus minus. Yeah, that's D, then you go here, and to move up you push up. Okay, car not moving, cannot shift gear. And to move down the gear you push down, minus this way, plus that way. Okay, so back into P for safety. And you have your parking sensors. Yep, for you to turn them off or on. This is off, this is on. And looking at the dash, you have your aircon louvers, 2 for the driver and 2 for the co-driver. And what's this? Woo! Okay, we have a top glove, not the company. Sorry, it's a top glove compartment. And this is the bottom glove compartment, and they have kind of like filled it up already with the owner's manual. Quite big. Okay, here's a look at the back seat area. So first of all, we look at the number of headrests, and you can see there's 1, 2, 3. And let's see, you need to be a bit small to sit in the center, but at least the floor here is not so bad. The tunnel is not a lot, so maybe you can sit a small size person, but to be really comfortable, it's actually a 4-seater, 2 at the back. Yeah, and they already know you're going to be comfortable, so they give you this little center rest with the cup holders. Yeah, all right, so then here's a little peep. Okay, very easy to open this. Here's a peep at the back of the seat, and here is the emergency kit, and also your tools are behind the back. We won't bother to look at that. What's this? Oh, this is for your tether. Yeah, okay. So here we go. And yes, the Isofix seats are points are here, and this is for the, there are 3 seat belts for the passengers at the back. Now looking at the door handles here, this is not bad. You can have, rear can lock, and this is the continuation of the front motif. Looks pretty nice. Electric windows, and okay, getting into the car, there's a grab handle. Very nice and thoughtful. Okay, some people don't have grab handles here because they say it takes up a lot of space, but what they have done with this vehicle is they have lengthened it, so the cabin is a lot bigger, and that's why the back access is good. So we get up and we sit down. Okay, the front of the seat is adjusted to my normal driving position, and as usual, you have that little hole there for you to put your feet in, and this is the leg room. Okay, I don't know if Michael can sit up here, but in terms of leg room, there is plenty. There's at least, that's for 8 inches of leg room. And then looking at the aircon here, no, it's not 3-zone, so it's just 2-zone control, and these are just the vents at the back to give you a little bit of cool air. This is a USB port for charging, just one. And I like this. This is so Malaysian, man. Thanks Isuzu for putting it in, a tapau hook. Nothing beats a tapau hook. I wonder if we can hang a durian here. No durian, you hang at the back, outside, okay? So the smell won't get here. Now let's see. Okay, there are 4, oh my god, handles. Actually, you can save a bit of money here. You don't need this one. This is good. The seat belt anchor is adjustable. Look, okay, you have to pull to make sure that you can get, you pull and then you move it. Yeah, so it's good for people who are smaller and also bigger, so you won't get your neck cut by the seat belt. Yeah, very thoughtful feature, very nice. And of course the headrest is adjustable manually. Now what I like about this truck is that there's a nice gap between the seats, and the back passenger gets to see in front. Okay, so roof lining is a single piece, and there are some pockets here for you to put your stuff. Okay, so this is the aircon control, and you can see it's actually digital, so you can say this is automatic climate control. And we haven't looked at the back yet, but in the front we know it's 2-zone because there are 2 separate temperature dials. And here's the interesting bit. With this, you see this dual switch here? If I turn it off, that means one single control, and this is the driver's side. When I press the temperature, it changes on both sides. One control controls both sides, but if it's on dual, that means it's dual control. Each one is individual. So I'm pressing this one, I'm changing the temperature here, it's 22 degrees, that one still shows 19.5. Okay, so this is what this switch is for. And then you have, of course, the rear demister, then you have the front demister. Auto aircon sets the senses the temperature that you set it at. Then if the temperature is not cold enough, you go faster and give you more aircon until it reaches the temperature. Now in Malaysia, if you set something like 16 degrees, your aircon will work full time because you will never hit 16 degrees. So try not to use auto lah, unless you are getting into the car and it's very very hot, then you run auto for a while. This is the fan control, up, fan control down. This is the off switch. This is the vent control. So many ways you can see up here. Right now it's just the face, then you have face and the foot, then you have just the foot, then you have foot and defrost, face again. So there are actually 4 positions you can have the air diverted. This one is recirculating, and this is for outside air to come in. So in places where you get very smelly stuff, then you might want to put in the recirculation for a while. This is the aircon control, and of course this is the controller for the passenger. Okay, so here's the terrain control, and a very important feature in any 4-wheel drive. and you can switch from 2 high to 4 high, and that is on the run. You need to shift to 4-wheel drive. It only takes 0.6 of a second. Yeah, so this is done, they didn't say, but usually it's done under 100 kilometers per hour. And I'll tell you when you can use this. If you suddenly encounter a bout of rain and the road is very slippery, on the road you can switch to 4 high, and that's true for all 4-wheel drives, yeah, across the board, to give you a bit more grip. However, when the road is dry, it's not advisable to run 4-wheel drive on the road, because the way these transmissions are built, they are slightly different from the normal car, so you can run the risk of transmission wind up, which means a broken gearbox. So only use 4-wheel drive on the road when it's wet. Okay, then the other one is the 4 low, which is for very rough roads, and because the roads are very rough, they need to change the gearing. So there's usually another 2.7 times of reduction in the gear. So therefore, if you are allowed to do it on the move, you'll see a sudden crunch, because with the gear ratios and all, there will be a sudden reduction that might break the gearbox. So that's why all manufacturers require that you stop the vehicle and perhaps put into neutral before it allows you to go into 4 low. And you can see here there is a signal and it flashes until it goes into 4 low. Oh, it says traction control is off, traction control system is off, all the stuff are off. And there is another one, that is the Diff Lock. If you get really stuck in mud, one of the ways to get out is to lock the rear wheels. So you might have one rear wheel slipping, but you can press this button here. This is the Diff Lock button, and when you press that, it locks the 2 rear wheels together and turns the wheels together. Yeah, and this will get you out of most spots, trouble spots. And of course, the last switch here, also a very important part of 4-wheel drive, is the hill descent control. So we have a shot of this vehicle on a very high slope. We found this nice looking slope, and when you go downhill, you engage this button, and what happens is you can take your foot off the accelerator, you can take your foot off the brake. The vehicle does it all for you. All you got to do is control the steering. So this is something that was invented many years ago by one of the famous 4x4 truck companies, and I think, well, the patent is over, or they buy the rights to use it. And so hill descent control is something that many people have. They have different names for it, but basically it's to control the hill descent. This vehicle has got ASEAN NCAP 5-star rating, so that is a very high rating for a truck. Yeah, and it has 7 airbags and also seat belt reminders. The advanced driver safety systems is only available with the X-Terrain, this range topper that costs 142,000 ringgit, remember. And the key items are 2 cameras in the front and 1 radar set. Okay, so that's the MID screen you see in the center. We're going to enter it, and the setting menu, you see language. Of course, we've already selected a language. They have maintenance settings, which we won't go in, but we'll look at the others. Meter, you can also change how the meter looks, body electrical, but most important is the driving support settings. Automatic high beam, rear cross traffic alert. Then they have parking aid, which is basically the parking sensors. Automatic emergency braking, that is with front collision warning. When you're approaching another car and you don't seem to be braking, if you are close enough, the vehicle will brake itself for you. Lane departure warning, this is the one that acts on the side. Okay, there's also a feature called Misapplication Mitigation. This is based on the camera in front, and it only works in the front. Yeah, if you are facing a wall or an obstacle and you happen to step on the accelerator, not on the brake, yeah, accidentally, and what will happen is the camera will sense it and it will stop the car. Okay, you try to mitigate. You still move forward, but very slowly, yeah. And you try to mitigate this by applying the brakes so that you don't cause huge damage. Now, on top of it, the X-Terrain also has adaptive cruise control, and this is quite good. It works at all speeds, and also, when you come to a stop, it has low speed follow, or the equivalent of that. If you are stopped for less than 2 seconds, it will continue moving. Okay, so in other words, if you're following another car and that car stops, you will stop. And if that car moves off in less than 2 seconds, your X-Terrain will follow. If it's more than 2 seconds, then you have to press the resume button, which is here. Okay, so you set your adaptive cruise control using these buttons on the steering wheel. Okay, this vehicle also has traction control, and you can press the button down there to turn it on or off. Okay, the X-Terrain gets a 9-inch infotainment screen. The other models get only 7. Okay, so for a start, this is your screen normal that you see. You swipe here, you get a compass. Okay, then you swipe, it goes back to your radio, and you can also change stations like this, AM or FM 1, FM 2, basically that lah. And you can put a clock over there. Then what is this? Yeah, here's your Apple CarPlay, your Miracast, and your phone. And then let's press home again. Let's see this one. Oh, here's the setting screen where you can do your settings. You can search for your CarPlay device and do your connections and all. Yeah, that's your audio. Preferences for your fader, bass, treble, the normal stuff. The display, home screen is on. Wallpaper, you can choose. Oh, okay. No wallpaper. I think you got to upload it yourself. Okay. Then of course your Bluetooth here, and Wi-Fi. For your casting, and this camera. Reverse camera. Okay guys, that's our presentation on the Isuzu D-Max X-Terrain. If you like it, well, you know what to do. Give it a like and share with your friends. And if you like our video, please subscribe. And so till we meet again guys, bye bye.